Thank you very much. I'm really laughing about that because I am there, I would say, since the year 2000, 2017, in Uganda, in Tanzania, at district conferences, whatever. But I can really count once a year somebody presents me and graces me coming from Australia. And then usually I would say, to make the correction easier, we have mountains, but no kangaroos, just to make it clear what we are. The reason for this, how Uganda came into the picture, this has a big background, and probably not many people know that, because now President Museveni had the ambition to escape Obote in Uganda. And what he did was that he went to Austria. And there was one of the, I would say, foreign ministers, ministers of the internal, who offered him and 10 friends coming from Uganda. There is a place where probably not even Obote will find him, because this is a little village very close to the to the Czech border, called Unterolberndorf, just to know that. And here, the first 10 principles of the Ugandan constitution were drafted. So, I mean, if you want to know how Uganda and Austria has a sort of relationship, that goes back to this area. But how the ICC came into being, that was another story. And I usually said, let's do it that way. I became member of the Rotary Club Salzburgland. I was a founding member in the year 2007. But it was only when we came in the year 2017 to a country, to a district conference of, at that time, the district 9 to 11, and we had the honor to meet our designated president of our year, 2018-19, Rotary International president should at that time be a Ugandan Sam Ovori. And this was the moment why I recognized, not that I am a member of a Rotary Club, I recognized what it means to be Rotarian. And this is just a little bit, not only that the ICC people are different, people who probably have ever met Sam Ovori, they are as well different. I just want to tell you that. So this is the background. But the real background of what became this sort of ICC in the year 2018, it goes as well back to this, and it was something what is much more important than all, regulations and everything. It was a very strong personal friendship. And I hope that I will get that. And this is what I am not so much, I understand very much what you were talking about and all the possibilities as well, be it by personal contact or whatever. But what I really hope that ICC and our ICC could be is a sort of cultural bridge. And just to know that, our documents, you can say it's very interesting or whatever, but it was signed by us at the same time, and we were not only like Abdullah, at the same time governors. We had the possibility of at that time, governor of 9/11. So between us, it established a very, very close friendship. So we were talking about peace, but for us, this was important. Let me 1 second go back to another event. In the year 2015, Europe was, I would say, confronted, I really put it that way, by this, the so-called migration wave. There was a big, I cannot really put it into figures, and I do not want to put it into figures. But people come from Asia, from Africa, came over after conflict, after war, came and tried to find a better place in Europe. And this was in the year extreme high, in the year 2015. And I must really say, not the government, but the people who were there at the border and said, we can help, we do what we can. But in the year 2016, 1 year later, the atmosphere has changed in the extreme way. And we recognized when Ismail Sadek, he is the other one of this, we have 2 districts in Austria, and I sat together and we looked at this change in atmosphere and in, I would say, in the political reaction going into absolute negative reaction, that we sat together and said, in our year, 2018, 2019, we will not only have a sort of international year, what we said, we will have the focus on Africa. And the background for that was simply that we followed and we were very much in favor of your well-known priest Tutu. And he was the one who said another and a more realistic picture of Africa. So for us at that time, I must really say, we had no idea. We wanted to make a better picture of Africa, and then we looked at each other and said, have you ever been to Africa? And both of us replied, no. Ismail Sadek, just to know that, he is born in your country, but he said, no, he was not in Africa. So anyway, and then we found out that in our year, Sam Obori would be Rotary International president. And so we traveled in this case to Tanzania, and met him. And what we both said, this was exactly what I said, just 3 days that have changed our life. And what was in 2017 continues until today. And this is one of the reasons why I said I am very fortunate to be in the moment, I would say, the Austrian chair of this ICC, Austria, Tanzania, Uganda. That means, in reality, that I am every year there for several periods of months, of weeks, and I'm very happy because I have the impression in Uganda and as well in Tanzania, most of the people know me and I know them. And you know, when I'm at home, I have the contact to them online. I'm in many of the clubs there who are there and have everything there. So this is what is good. But now I want to ask you for some sort of patience, because we had in our ICC, in order, what I said before, make another picture of Africa. We tried in three, I would say, global grounds so far. And the problem at the beginning was how to transfer it to partly Austrian people, to Austrian Rotarians. And this again, I would say, some people in ICC are a little bit more open than some of the rest of, not the rest, but some of Austrians. If you just tell them, you want to make a project in Uganda, then they said, but you know, the first reaction is corruption. The second is you never know what happens. So all this, I just would say, be careful on your side and help us from your intention, not only to wait a little, because one example I would like to give you. In the year 2018, we started one global grant in the year 2018 because Nora Owori showed me the region. And I went home and I told a lot of clubs there, no reaction. Uganda, what? The next thing was, again, I tried at all foundation conferences, no reaction. And it took until the year 2020, until the first reaction came from a German club. And then gradually the Austrian Rotarians and Rotary clubs followed. So you can imagine 2018 the begin, and finally Rotary International approved the grant in the year 2022. So whenever you have problems, whenever you have projects, then please take this long period in your mind. It is not that easy. And I know from others, they really want to know that more quickly. We had the same, I'm just now in one project, again in Uganda, in a country, in a place called Namasagali, maybe some of you know that. This started in the year 21, and I hope very much to get through it this year in summer. So just please be patient what this is. The only thing what I can tell you, that whatever is possible, we try it as much as possible whatsoever. So that's what I just said before. I forget about this. But this is something what in my opinion is much more important, the two possibility of how to get things done. And I would say from our side, please forgive me because I'm now really from the other side, from those who want to do something, whatever. First of all, I just would say 1/3. Whenever I have heard from people, be it in the States, in Germany, wherever, I want to do something for Uganda, or for, I don't know, South Africa, or for Nigeria, I get furious. Because you should never sit at home, have a look somewhere about the country and then say, I, from Europe or wherever, have the impression what they might need. I really only say, and I hope that you can agree it from your side, what I said, not from the other side, from your side, that it needs to do something is not for, it is just only together with, and on the basis of projects which are developed in Nigeria, in Uganda, Tanzania, whatever. Because that means it is a lot of work. And so if you from time to time have the impression these ICCs do not do really something, it takes much time, but it is possible as soon as you are there, and as we are there, sorry if I do it this way. And the other thing, there are two possibilities in the moment. What I see, if I say the relationship-based projects, this is what I said before about Shamila, Ismail, and myself. This was on this basis, and it was especially by Ovori, by the family there, by the projects coming from the clubs. The other thing is, because this means it has a substance, because it has the basis, this is growing. And I just say, if you have a project, it is not over when the project is done. So, for instance, when I say we had this project in Kidera, the project was done approved in the year 22. But still, whenever I'm there, I go there and know what is going on, and we have this close relationship because nothing is finished when it's done. And the other thing is the project-based. If somebody has a project, I have the experience, and what I've seen here, it can happen, the project is finished, and then all the people who were so active before disappear. So this is just something, help all your friends coming from abroad and try that the contact will not be disappearing when whatever type of project is done. And the last example would be, this was just what I said before. This is another thing that is as important. This is the love that should be carrying our projects, because you must get the understanding, you must have the love for the people, and I hope very much that as far as Uganda and Tanzania is concerned, not I, but many of those who ever have been there are loved as well. So love as a part of peace and as a part of cultural community. That's it. Sorry for being so late in the evening and telling you what I feel, but I hope you know, take it the other way around as well. Thank you very much.